Chapter 1. Transmigration and the First Rut Chaos. Kevin Voss was not a man who died easily. In his world, his name alone was enough to make grown men tremble. A king of the underworld, untouchable, unshaken, unbothered. If there was one problem, he was bored. "Boss, you finished everything again?" His right-hand man, Ethan Cole, sighed, watching Kevin lazily spin a gun on his finger. "No enemies left, no deals pending, no chaos to fix. You're literally jobless." Kevin clicked his tongue. Pathetic. Ethan hesitated, then grinned. "Then, read something." "What?" "A novel." Kevin stared at him like he had just suggested suicide. But boredom was worse than death. That's how Kevin Voss, the most feared gangster, ended up reading a Omegaverse novel. And the moment he saw the main character's name, he almost threw the book. "Kevin Voss?" he scoffed. "What kind of weak name recycling is this?" Still, he read. And the more he read, the more disgusted he became. A weak alpha. Soft, crying, pathetic. Married to a cold Enigma who ignored him. Used by his own trash family. Kevin slammed the book shut halfway. "I'd rather die than live like that." Fate apparently took that personally. The fall. That very night, they were ambushed. Gunshots, chaos, blood. Kevin stood at the center of it all, calm as ever, taking down enemies one by one. "Is this all?" he muttered, unimpressed. Within minutes, silence. Bodies everywhere. His men cheered. "Boss, it's done!" Kevin exhaled, running a hand through his hair. Finally, something entertaining. His foot slipped. Huh? For a split second, the world tilted. Then, he fell. Straight off the building. "You've got to be kidding me." Wake-up call from hell. Kevin gasped awake. His body shot upright. And immediately felt wrong. Weak. Light. Fragile. What the hell? He looked down at his hands. Slim. Pale. Not a single scar. No. His heartbeat spiked. And then, memories flooded in. Not his. Arranged marriage. Cold husband. Lonely nights. Family betrayal. Kevin clutched his head. What is this? And then he saw it. A faint, fading image in his mind. The original owner. The real Kevin. Lying lifeless. Gone. "So you died," Kevin muttered, eyes narrowing. "And I took your place." Silence. Then he laughed. A low, dangerous sound. "Fine." He stood up. And nearly collapsed. This body is trash. Before he could fully process his new, miserable existence, the door opened. Enter the husband. A man walked in. Tall, perfectly composed, cold aura slicing through the room. Adrian Wolfe. The Enigma husband. The same one from the novel. Sharp eyes landed on Kevin. And froze. Because this disheveled, wild-looking alpha was not the same person he had lived with for 2 years. "What are you doing?" Adrian asked slowly. Kevin looked at him. Really looked. And then, he grabbed him by the collar. Hard. "I don't care what world this is," Kevin snapped, eyes blazing. "Fix it or deal with me." Adrian blinked. Once. "You finally lost it." Kevin frowned. "Lost it? I just died. Woke up in a trash novel and got stuck in a weak body. What part of that sounds sane to you?" Adrian stared at him. Then sighed. "Rut." Kevin froze. "What?" And then he felt it. Heat. Burning through his veins. His body reacting. His instincts going wild. "Oh, you've got to be kidding me." Out of all times. Now? Kevin dragged a hand down his face. This useless body. Adrian had already turned away. "I'll call a doctor." "Stop." Adrian paused. Kevin smirked. Dangerous, confident, nothing like the timid alpha he knew. "Since you're my husband." He stepped closer. "Do your job." Silence. Adrian turned slowly. "Repeat that." Kevin rolled his eyes. "Don't make me say it twice. Stay." Adrian stared at him like he had grown a second head. Because in 2 years, not once had this alpha ever raised his voice, touched him first, asked for anything. And now, he was demanding, commanding, unapologetic. Adrian's gaze darkened. You're not acting like yourself." Kevin snorted. Because I'm not. Adrian didn't respond. Kevin leaned in slightly, lowering his voice. I told you, I'm not your weak little husband. I'm someone else who took over this body. A pause. Then Adrian said flatly, You're delirious. Kevin. You know what? Fine. He grabbed Adrian's wrist again. You can believe whatever you want, just don't run. Adrian didn't move. Didn't pull away. Didn't stop him. Because for the first time, this alpha was interesting. Do you even know what you're asking? Adrian asked quietly. Kevin smirked. I know exactly what I'm asking. And unlike the original owner, he wasn't afraid. The beginning of chaos. That night, something changed. Not just in Kevin, but in Adrian too. Because as he looked at this bold, reckless, unhinged version of his spouse, one thought crossed his mind. Where was this person all this time? Kevin Voss, former king of the underworld, now stuck as a pathetic alpha, grinned into the chaos. Fine, he muttered. If I'm stuck here, I'll run this world too. And unfortunately for everyone involved, especially Adrian Wolfe. He meant it. Chapter 2. The Birth of a Menace Wife. After that night? No. After those 4 days? Everything changed. The rut had been long, intense, and completely out of control. And somewhere in that haze, Adrian had marked him, permanently. Kevin found out later. And his reaction? Oh, that was it. No breakdown, no panic, no emotional crisis. He just stared at his reflection, poked the mark once, and shrugged. Whatever. Because Kevin Voss had bigger problems. Like this weak, useless body. From pathetic to problematic. The very next morning, Kevin walked into the private gym, looked around, clicked his tongue. Embarrassing. And then he started training. Hard. Brutally hard. He didn't care that his muscles screamed. Didn't care that his body collapsed halfway through. He got back up. Again. And again. And again. The staff whispered in shock. Is that the young master? Since when does he train like that? Adrian watched from the doorway. Silent. Observing. Because this was not the same alpha who used to quietly sit in corners, avoiding eye contact. This one? Sweating, swearing, throwing punches like he wanted to destroy the world. You'll collapse, Adrian said finally. Kevin didn't even look at him. Then I'll collapse stronger. Adrian? Yet? Yes. This was definitely not the same person. The transformation. Weeks passed, then months, 4 months, of relentless training. Kevin's body changed. Not completely. Not to his original level, but enough. Enough to move faster. Enough to hit harder. Enough to not feel like breaking every second. Still, Kevin wasn't satisfied. This body is still trash. Meanwhile, his wardrobe? Gone. All those soft pastel gentle alpha clothes? Burned, donated, disappeared. Replaced with sharp suits, dark colors, leather jackets, chains and watches that screamed money. Kevin looked in the mirror, adjusted his collar, and smirked. Now that's better. Adrian standing behind him, watching quietly. You've changed your style. Kevin scoffed. I upgraded it. The truth no one believed. Kevin had told him. Many times. I'm not your husband. I transmigrated. I was a gangster. Adrian's response? You're still talking nonsense. Kevin. Ikiho. Kevin. One day I'm going to throw you out the window. Adrian. You won't. Kevin. Annoying. The scumbag family's biggest mistake. Then came the real problem. The Voss family. The same people who forced the original Kevin into marriage. Used him as a spy. Treated him like disposable trash. They called him back. Smiling. Fake concern. Kevin, dear, how have you been? Kevin smiled back. And that was their first mistake. Why the marriage happened, original timeline. The original Kevin was weak, kind, desperate for love. He had been forced into marrying Adrian Wolfe, the powerful Enigma CEO, so his family could gain inside information. But Adrian had never cared. To him, it was just a contract, a political move. He ignored his alpha husband completely, because the original Kevin hated him, hated getting used by his family, until it broke him. But this Kevin? Oh, you want information? Kevin leaned back, crossing his legs lazily. Sure. The family brightened. Really? Kevin smiled wider. Of course. And then, he destroyed them. The revenge. Within weeks, their business deals collapsed. Their secrets leaked. Their reputation shattered. Kevin didn't just ruin them. He played with them. Mentally, emotionally, financially. One by one. He stripped everything they had. And when they came crawling back, Kevin, please. He looked down at them. Unbothered. Cold. Who are you again? Adrian's realization. Adrian had watched everything. Every move. Every calculated strike. Every cruel smile. And slowly, something shifted. This is interesting. At first, he dismissed it. Rut after effects. Temporary change. But then, it didn't stop. The boldness. The confidence. The violence. And the way Kevin looked at him. Not with fear, but irritation. And something else. What? Something alive. Adrian's gaze darkened. You really are different. And for the first time, he started believing it. Not fully, but enough. Enough to become curious. And for an Enigma, curiosity was dangerous, because it turned into obsession. Meanwhile, Kevin's problem. Kevin was suffering. Not physically, but mentally, because Adrian had become weird, following him everywhere, watching him constantly, standing too close, letting Kevin hit him without reacting. Kevin finally snapped. Why are you like this now? Adrian tilted his head slightly. Because you're finally mine. Kevin, I regret not dying properly. The clingy Enigma problem. It got worse. Adrian started. Sitting beside him while he worked, calling him for no reason, buying him random expensive things. Kevin stared at a diamond watch. Why? Adrian, you like shiny things. Kevin, that's not the point. Adrian, then what is? Kevin, stop being everywhere. Adrian, no? Kevin, I'm going to hit you. Adrian, you already do. Kevin, good point. The truth. Adrian refuses to ignore. One day, Kevin spoke again. Calm, serious. I'm not the person you married. Adrian looked at him. Really looked. And this time, he didn't dismiss it immediately. Because the original Kevin would never fight back, destroy his family. Look at Adrian like he was an equal. This person was dangerous, unpredictable, alive. And Adrian couldn't look away. Whoever you are, Adrian said quietly, stepping closer. I prefer you like this. Kevin blinked, then frowned. You're weird. Adrian smiled faintly. And that was worse. And now, Kevin Voss, former king of the underworld, now reborn as a pathetic alpha, had officially become a problem, a menace, a walking disaster. And Adrian Wolf was already too deep to ever let him go. Chapter 3. Suppressants, Lies, and Possessive Madness. Kevin Voss knew something was wrong. Very wrong. At first, he ignored it. Because in this strange Omegaverse world, things were already weird enough. People getting pregnant regardless of logic, strange instincts, scenting, bonding. Kevin had simply decided, not my problem. But then, a pattern formed. And Kevin Voss hated patterns he didn't understand. The missing suppressants. Where are they? The house staff froze. Young master, what do you mean? Kevin's eyes narrowed. Suppressants. For alphas. Don't tell me this world doesn't have basic survival tools. They exchanged nervous glances. We were told they're not needed anymore. Kevin went still. By who? A pause. Boss. Kevin smiled. That was never a good sign. The discovery. Later that day, Kevin found them. Boxes. Sealed. Unused. Thrown away. In the trash. For a full 10 seconds. There was silence. Then, Adrian Wolf. The confrontation. Adrian had just returned from work. Calm, collected, untouchable, carrying bags, clothes, jewelry, expensive nonsense. Things Kevin liked. He stepped inside and was immediately met with a flying box. It hit the wall beside his head. Adrian blinked. Slowly. "Welcome home to me." Kevin stormed toward him, eyes blazing. "You lied?" Adrian calmly set the bags down, adjusted his cufflinks. "You don't need them anymore." Kevin stared at him like he was about to commit murder. "Why?" Adrian stepped closer, unbothered, voice low. "Because you'll spend every rut with me." Silence. Kevin's eye twitched. Then, he swung. Violence is communication. Kevin attacked? No hesitation. No restraint. Punch, kick, elbow. "You manipulative." Adrian didn't dodge. Didn't block. Just stood there, taking it. Like it meant nothing. "Are you done?" Adrian asked calmly. Kevin, "No." He swung again. This time, Adrian moved. Effortless. He caught Kevin's wrist, twisted slightly, and in one smooth motion, picked him up, like a cat. Kevin, "Put me down." Adrian, "No." Kevin, "I will kill you." Adrian, "You won't." Kevin, "Try me." Adrian tightened his hold slightly. Not hurting, just controlling. "You're mine," Adrian said quietly. Kevin froze. "You're insane." Adrian didn't deny it. The explanation, or manipulation. Later, after Kevin failed multiple times to escape Adrian's grip, they sat, Kevin glaring, Adrian calm. "Now explain," Kevin snapped. Adrian rested his chin on his hand. "You're bonded to me." Kevin, "So? You don't need suppressants anymore." Kevin, "That sounds fake." Adrian, "It's not." Kevin narrowed his eyes. "And if I don't agree?" Adrian smiled faintly. "You already did." Kevin, "When?" Adrian, 4 days. Kevin, "I'm going to hit you again." Rebellion mode activated. From that moment, Kevin declared war. Not actual war, but domestic war. He ignored Adrian, refused to listen, tried to avoid him, failed, started arguments for no reason. Adrian got worse. The shameless Enigma. Adrian Wolf, cold CEO, untouchable Enigma, feared by all. Now, a complete menace, constantly scenting Kevin, standing too close, touching him casually, bringing him gifts daily. Kevin stared at a diamond bracelet. "Why do you keep buying me things?" Adrian, "You like them." Kevin, "That's not the point." Adrian, "Then what is?" Kevin, "Stop acting like this." Adrian, "No." Kevin, "I'm going to bite you." Adrian, "You already do." Kevin, "Good point." Adrian's realization. Somewhere between the chaos, Adrian had figured it out. Kevin wasn't lying. No normal person fought like that, thought like that, carried that kind of presence. A gangster from another world. It explained everything. Adrian looked at him. His angry bird, his chaos, his alpha, and thought, "I can't change him, so I'll keep him." Kevin's brilliant idea, disaster. One day, Kevin casually said, "I'm starting a gang." Adrian choked. Actually choked. "You're what?" Kevin shrugged. "This world is boring. I'll build something." Adrian stood up immediately. "No." Kevin, "Yes." Adrian, "Absolutely not." Kevin, "Watch me." Adrian, "Sit down." Kevin, "Make me." Adrian walked over. Kevin prepared to fight. And within seconds, he was back in Adrian's arms. Kevin, "This is unfair." Adrian, "You're not starting a gang." Kevin, "I will." Adrian, "You're working for me starting tomorrow." Kevin froze. "What?" "The secretary trap." "You'll be my secretary," Adrian continued smoothly. Kevin stared. Why would I agree to that?" Adrian, "You won't be bored." Kevin, Adrian, "You'll have access to power." Kevin, "Go on." Adrian, "And you'll stay with me." Kevin, "That part is suspicious." Adrian smiled. "You don't have a better option." Kevin thought about it. Gang? Or power? Or money? Or access? Fine. Adrian 1. Office life, a new chaos? Kevin Voss? Former gangster, now CEO's secretary. The employees were terrified because he talked back to the CEO, argued constantly, walked like he owned the company, looked ready to punch someone at any moment. Meanwhile, Adrian let him completely, even encouraged it. Sign this. No. Sign it. Make me. Kevin. Fine. The ultimate chaos couple. At home. Chaos. At work. Chaos. Everywhere. Chaos. Kevin complained. Adrian watched. Kevin rebelled. Adrian controlled. Kevin threatened. Adrian smiled. Because Kevin Voss wanted freedom. Adrian Wolf wanted Kevin. And between rebellion and obsession, they created something dangerous. Something unbalanced. Something inevitable. Kevin, I'm still starting a gang someday. Adrian, no. Kevin, yes. Adrian, we'll discuss it after work. Kevin, I hate you. Adrian, no you don't. Kevin, shut up. Chapter 4, Pregnancy, Chaos, and Soft Ending. 1.5 years later, Kevin Voss had adapted. Slightly. He still punched people when annoyed. Still argued with his boss, who was also his husband. Still threatened to start a gang at least twice a week. But he stayed. And Adrian Wolf knew exactly why. The day everything broke again. It started like any normal chaotic day. Kevin was in the office yelling at someone on the phone. If you mess up this deal again, I'll personally come there and... He stopped. Mid-sentence. Wait. The room went silent. Kevin frowned. Something felt off. Very off. The hospital scene. Hours later, silence. Kevin stared at the report. Adrian stood beside him. Calm, as always. Kevin. Adrian. Kevin slowly turned his head. Explain. Adrian didn't even blink. I told you before. Flashback, the warning. Kevin ignored him months ago. After one of their frequent consummations, far too frequent, honestly. Kevin had been lying on the bed, annoyed. You people in this world are weird. Adrian beside him had said calmly. As an Enigma, I can make you pregnant. Kevin had paused, then laughed. Good joke. Adrian, it's not a joke. Kevin waved him off. Yeah. Next you'll tell me I'll give birth too. Adrian, you will. Kevin, shut up. And that was the end of that conversation. Back to present. Kevin stared at Adrian. I thought you were joking. Adrian met his gaze. I never joke about you. Silence. Heavy. Kevin processed it. Slowly. Very slowly. Then, if this kid isn't as strong as me, I'm blaming you. Adrian closed his eyes. Sighed. Because his alpha was pregnant. Dangerous. Completely insane. But also his. And that was enough. Pregnancy, absolute chaos. Kevin's pregnancy was a disaster. He refused to rest properly. Threatened doctors. Argued with nurses. Tried to go to work anyway. Sit down. No. Kevin. No. You're carrying my child. And? Sit down. Fine. 5 minutes later, he was up again. The possessive Enigma level up. Adrian got worse. Way worse. Constant scenting. Constant monitoring. Constant don't move energy. Kevin snapped one day. Stop following me. Adrian, no. Kevin, I can walk on my own. Adrian, you can, you won't. Kevin, I'm going to bite you. Adrian, you already do. Kevin, good point. The birth. The day came. And for once, Kevin Voss did not look like a menace. He looked tired, weak, but still glaring at everyone. If this takes too long, I'm suing someone. Adrian stayed beside him the entire time. Unmoving, unblinking, territorial, possessive. When the child was finally born, silence filled the room. A small cry. Kevin looked at the baby, then at Adrian. It's small. Adrian, it's a baby. Kevin, it better grow strong. Their child. They named him. Kai Wolf. And unfortunately for the world, he inherited both of them. Kevin's chaos, Adrian's intensity. The result? A tiny menace. Domestic life, still chaotic. Months passed. Kevin recovered. Slowly, very slowly. But nothing really changed. He still argued. Still threatened. Still denied everything. Kevin, don't think I like you. Adrian, you stayed. Kevin, shut up. But he stayed. With Adrian. With Kai. With this life. The quiet night. 1 month after Kai's birth. The mansion was silent. Peaceful. Rare. Kai slept in his crib. Kevin was asleep in Adrian's lap. Curled slightly. Exhausted. Still recovering. Adrian held him carefully. Like something fragile. Something priceless. Every now and then, he pressed a soft kiss to Kevin's forehead. Then his lips. His pheromones filled the room. Strong. Protective. Ensuring. Both his alpha and his child slept deeply. Safely. But Adrian wasn't sleeping. His eyes were open. Dark. Thoughtful. Because there was something Kevin didn't know. The truth he buried. Before Kevin got pregnant, Adrian had found a way. A way back. To Kevin's original world. An oracle. A woman who knew things she shouldn't. Who had told him calmly, I can send him back. Back to where he belonged. Back to his world. Back to his life. Adrian had smiled. Softly. Dangerously. No. The oracle had warned him. You're taking away his choice. Adrian's response? I don't care. The obsession that sealed fate. Adrian looked down at Kevin now. His angry bird. His chaos. His alpha. His everything. How could I let you go? He whispered softly. So he didn't. He made sure every path leading to that oracle was gone. Permanently. No return? No escape? No choice? Kevin Voss would never go back. Final scene. Kevin stirred slightly in his sleep. Frowning, muttering something incomprehensible, Adrian smiled faintly and held him closer. Told you, he whispered. You're mine.